What is going on, everybody? Welcome in if you haven't made it already. So we are coming up on 10,000 subscribers. We have 9,915 currently, and this number is updating live as we speak. So the goal of this live stream here is to see if we hit 10,000 during it, and I think we're going to play some Construction Simulator. And we'll see if we can compete with the Oscars tonight. I know they're going to start at about 7 o'clock. So we'll see how we do on our live stream here and see how many people join. I know it's Sunday. A lot of people might be going to church here soon or whatever's going on. I normally do my live streams on Saturday evening. So feel free to chat and see what's going on, and I will see your comments, and we'll just hang out and have a good time and see if we can get this 10,000 subscribers before the end of the night's up here. So how's everybody doing? Let me know in the comments. What's going on, everybody? Yeah, we're over here on this Construction Simulator Live. I've been playing this game now for a little while, and I found it somewhat enjoyable to play. And it's not quite an American Truck Simulator like a lot of truckers like to play, but it's got some trucking in it, got a little bit of excavating going on, as well as some earth movement and concrete and things like that. So a lot of blue collar work. What's going on, Luke Demo? Hey, buddy, how are you? All right, let's get started playing. I don't know if you guys would prefer to have some audio from the game or not. I can do that. It's not very loud, but not a whole lot going on, just the noises of trucks moving around and whatnot. We're just going to sit back and relax and play a little game, see if this ticker goes up and we can get to 10,000 tonight. If not the end of the world, but I'd like to see it happen. We'll see. So we're going to track this project. I started working on another project, but I don't think I'll be able to get it finished. And I want to start from the very beginning with you guys, so... So the first part of the job is topsoil, some excavation, foundation. We'll do materials delivery, foundation slab, all that fun stuff. So some things can only be transported on a truck. Look here, we got a nice new trailer. I've never driven this one before. We'll see what happens. I wonder if I can see. Oh, change mode, uncouple. This was supposed to be a trailer that I can load. I normally do like fast travel in between the places. There it is. That's the trailer I'm looking for over there. What's going on, everybody? Is this PC only? How do I get it? I am playing on PlayStation, but it does have an option for cross-platform online. And in fact, if you guys are gamers and you have the game, we can set up a game. You guys can online platform. Yeah, this one is PlayStation 5. And I believe it's cross-platform, though, because it gives me the option. So it's just the regular construction simulator. Let me see if I can go home here. Yep, just construction simulator. But we'll start up a game name, and if you guys want to join, sure, why not? Let's hang out. You have Xbox. Okay, you might be all right on Xbox. Give it a shot. Actually, let me pull my phone up right here, and we'll take a look and see if construction simulator is good for Xbox. Yes, Construction Simulator is on Xbox. Console supported, Xbox Series XS, Xbox One. I believe it's all platforms that you could play this game on, but we're going to go ahead and put Trucker219 as the server name, as well as the password. game name. Let's do that one again. It messed up. All right, yep. Trucker219 is the game name and password for this. And you guys should be minimum level players. Unfortunately, max players is 4 at one time, it looks like. We are on the South Regional, or sorry, U.S. South Central. Cross play is on. So we're going to go ahead and start that up there. And if you guys have any games that you guys want to play with me, hop on. We'll see you. I don't know if I'd be able to do voice chat a whole lot in the game because I'm doing the streaming at the same time. So we'll see what happens here. All right, we're going to hop in this truck here, uncouple. Drop this trailer. Actually, let's back it up into a spot. Let's not be a jerk. It is completely different trying to back these things up in real life versus in the game. It's a lot more sensitive. It's a lot quicker moving. So I can't always get it perfect on the first go. There we go. That looks good enough. What do you say? We're a little to the right, or a little to the left. It's all right. Ain't nobody else parking here. They'll be fine. We're going to uncouple and go and hook up to that other trailer and see what we can pick up with it or move it to where we need it to go. Look at that. We've already gone up 2 subscribers on our road to 10,000 tonight. Let's go. I just dropped another deep dive video too, so some of that might be coming in from that. Some might be from the live stream here. But let's hope and see if we can get 10,000. Like I said, if not, not a big deal. We'll keep plugging along doing what we do anyway, but I figured this is a good way to honor the subscribers and whatnot. Come in here, hang out, do something a little different. All right, so we're going to go ahead and transport this to our home terminal here. Now, I've never had this trailer before. I normally just use the fast travel to get to places because it takes a while to drive. And they dox you for running a red light too, which, you know, it's realistic, but you can ram cars and it's no problem. But if you run a red light, you got to pay a fine of $100. Like, I'll bump into this car, no problem. And it'll just disappear. But if I run the red light, I'm going to get doxed $100 for it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome in. Leave a comment. Let me know how you're doing. Still got a red light we're waiting at. And they won't let you turn right on red after a stop, even if you're clear to go. So we'll just hang out, have a good time. Welcome in. Let me know you made it in the comments. Drop a comment. I'd love to just chit chat with you guys, hang out, watch the subscriber count tick up. There we go. We got green light. Let's get it. Nice wide turn so we don't take out those poles. Even if we're jumping into the other lane, no worries. We'll circle right back. What's going on, everybody? Welcome in. We're playing some Construction Simulator live, seeing if we're going to hit 10K tonight. No, we cannot run the red lights, otherwise we're going to get doxed $100. And that's generally why I fast travel everywhere. This way I don't have to worry about that. Mr. Connor, hey, you just joined the Discord server. What's going on, buddy? How are you? Lay Solo, what's up? How you doing? We're playing some Construction Simulator here, just doing a little trucking stuff in a game while we're watching this ticker go up. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. Are you guys going to watch the Oscars or no? Me personally, I don't really care. Every time they have an award ceremony, there's always something they're trying to promote or dissuade, and I just don't care. Lay Solo says no, I'm not watching it. Yeah, me neither. I hope so too. I hope I hit this goal, 10,000. It's a big milestone. So for those who don't know and haven't been in the channel, um, haven't been in the channel for a while, I had a video. It was just a little short reel that went absolutely nuts and got like 5 million views back when I was doing crash reactions and stuff. And from that, I got quite a few subscribers from that. So I didn't want to set my goal too low to where I would have to redo my goal. So I set it at 10,000. And if you look in the description of any of my videos, including this one, you'll see when I post the video what the current subscriber is and what my goal is. Now, it's been sitting at 10,000 subscribers as the goal for a very long time. It's been probably close to a year at this point that the goal has been 10,000 subscribers off of that first video. Now, I know I set that goal a little bit higher than what I had originally expected, but I got like 2,000 subscribers overnight off of that video. So I didn't want to set it too low. So this goal has been a long time coming. So I'm pretty proud of it. Work hard over here to get you guys some more information to let you make the best decisions that you can for what company you want to go to work with. Give you trucking information and stuff like that. But we try to do our best over here to help people. And where you add value in this world, you get value. So I'm a big believer in that, and I try to add as much value to you guys as possible. Oh, we crashed. We crashed. Now we got to try to swing wide here into our entrance, so I want to come over here so I don't hit nothing. And then we'll just have to squeeze our way in as soon as we get an open spot here. Adrenaline Addict's doing good. I'd hope I hit my, yep. What's your favorite game on PS5? I was on Rocket League for a very long time. I'm not the best at it at all. I'm okay, but I enjoyed playing Rocket League. But lately I've been stuck on this construction simulator. All right, we're just going to have to plow through this car. Unfortunately, he won't get out of the way. Now, that's perfectly fine in this game. You can plow through cars all day long, and it's not a problem, but run a red light and you're in trouble. I'm applying to companies, but it's Sunday. I got kicked off a truck yesterday from like your trainer or an accident or something like that. Let me know what's going on with that. How much experience do you have as well? That might be a factor in whether or not you can get a job right away if there's like an accident or something. All right, so I got my other trailer here. I'm just going to go ahead and park this one. I just bought this guy here to haul some equipment if I need to. We're going to switch to this camera, figure out which way we need to go. So when you're looking at a truck, we're normally looking at the mirrors, right? But for this game's sake, it's kind of really difficult to manage the mirrors, as well as, like, it's not even letting you really look at the mirror. We're looking at both mirrors, watching our trailer. Now, the way you need to move the steering wheel is you want to move it to get the trailer out of whatever mirror, and that's the best way that I've thought about it when I'm backing up. So basically, if your trailer is over here in your driver's side mirror and you need to move it in the opposite direction, you want to move your steering wheel towards that mirror. So we're starting to get a little dark here. Let's see if I can hop out here and take a little coffee break till the morning so we can see what's going on. So yeah, just a little bit of trucking stuff, and this is really set up almost exactly like what a Kenworth T680 would do, and it looks pretty much the same. So they've done a good job with the graphics on this one, but unfortunately, like I said, when we're looking out here, we can't really see what's going on. So I have to be, if I was able to use the mirror, I would 100% prefer to be in here. Either way, I'm not very good at backing up in this game. So I like to flip it to this side, and then first figure out which way the wheels are turning. Okay, so that's going to move the trailer to the right. And that's going to move that's going to move the trailer to the right. That's going to move it to the left. All right, let's try. See if we can get in this spot here. Got to go nice and slow in this game. It's pretty sensitive. See, we're going to miss it here. So, do a little pull up, no big deal. Just don't sit there and annoy some old head that's, rookies. Over here taking all my time away, backing up into a spot. This game is super sensitive, and once you get going in one direction, it takes forever to come back around. So we're going to go ahead and park it right there. I think that looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Room on both sides for other trucks to get in. We'll just go ahead and uncouple here. All right, let's take a look at these comments. This game is not a big, have to pay super close attention the entire time, so I'll be able to get into these comments pretty quickly here. Hey, what's up, man? Hope all is well. Your deep dives have really helped me get a better understanding of how these trucking companies operate. I hope you reach your goal this evening. Me too, buddy. I appreciate that compliment. Yeah, Trucker 219 is designed to help drivers, and that's the goal of it. And whether that be just entertainment, playing a little game. I might do some more gaming. We'll see what happens. This is the first time I've ever done any gaming on the channel. That's not really what the channel's designed for. But I figure while we're sitting here watching this subscriber count go up, we'll just hang out and have a little bit of fun. Lay Solo said, I got kicked off after an argument with my trainer. I have no experience. Okay, did you get kicked off of the truck or did you get kicked out of the company? If you got kicked out of the truck, you had a bad problem with the trainer, that happens. You know, not everybody is designed to be able to work together. It just doesn't work like that. Most truckers want to be in the truck by themselves anyway. That's why we choose to be truckers. We're loners. We don't really like to socialize a whole lot. Just put me in the truck, let me go to work, and I'll mind my own business and you mind yours. So yeah, if there's an opportunity for another trainer to train you and you're still with that company, I would definitely recommend seeing about that. Sometimes you just can't get along with everybody. It happens. I finished trucking school on Friday and test 324. Good luck, Big Rig Bundy. That's a big deal. It takes a lot of work and a lot of practice to get trained up and ready to take your CDL test. Lots of information in a very short amount of time. So, all right, so we're going to go ahead and get some work here instead of just driving around. We'll start on this project here. Like we said, a bunch of stuff, topsoil remover, some excavation, foundation work over at this job here, delivering some materials and such. So we're going to go ahead and fast travel to that. And this way we can get working here. Tuesday, I finished TNT with Night. Now, remind me again what TNT. I'm guessing that's a training of some sort. Remind me again what that is, the dealer. What's TNT with Night Transportation? Night was one of the first deep dives that I had done. I was still relatively new to doing them. I was just trying to figure it out and make this work. So it's kind of a flashback. Warner was the first company that I had done a deep dive on this channel. And it didn't perform very well out the gate. So I kind of put it to the wayside, didn't really think a whole lot about it. And then after some time, it started to pick up some traction. And that's where I pivoted to make my channel kind of more about doing these deep dives with sprinkled in other content as well. So Knight was definitely one of the first. We got to talk to, oh my gosh, what was his name? He was an actual knight from like Scotland or Ireland or something. The night trucker, and he had a really cool accent and very knowledgeable about his stuff too. So it was really cool. If you haven't checked out that night deep dive, that's an interesting one for sure. All right, so we got our excavator already over here. We got our little dozer. We're gonna hop in this dozer here and clear this topsoil out. So we got all that space right there. We gotta clean up the topsoil. Okay, team and trainer. Okay. I'm not sure what's that. The team and trainer. Oh, TNT. Team in trainer. Okay, maybe that's it. I completed 1 week gun academy. Now finishing up my 2 weeks trainer and trainee program. Oh, trainer and trainee. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Hopefully that works out. I'm guessing they're going to pull you back to the lot, do a final test, make sure that you're good to go. You've learned everything you need to learn, and you'll be set to go solo and rock and roll with that. I know teaming is it's a drag. It depends on who you get with, but especially with a trainer trying to live by somebody else's rules, that is not the way of the trucker. So yeah, just I'm glad you're getting through it, and hopefully you're able to pass that final thing and get going. All right, we're gonna plow away some of this topsoil here. All right, let me turn this volume down just a little bit. So I actually got an opportunity not too long ago. I don't remember if I posted it. I didn't. I did not post the video of it, but I got the opportunity to actually drive an excavator in real life. So that's what led me to actually get this game, is to see if I can learn the excavator a little bit better. This way, next time I have an opportunity to do that, I'll be a little bit more proficient at it. Now, I know it's a game and a simulator, but the controls are relatively simple. It's relatively similar, not simple. Because on an excavator, it's literally just two joysticks, and then you got your pedals to steer and drive. So that's why I got started on this game. How's everybody doing? We're still at 2,000 or 9,917 subscribers. That's all right. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me regardless. Oscars night, I know a lot of people are interested in that or not interested in that. I could care less personally. Unless there was another guaranteed Chris Rock slap just for entertainment value. That might be fun, but either way, we're going to see it again on YouTube the next day, so it doesn't really much matter. What's up, Rev Doc Joe? How you been, buddy? It's been a while. I haven't seen you in the comments section a whole lot lately. Hope everything is going well with you. So we're just playing some construction simulator for anybody coming in here. We're doing a little bit of work with some trucking, some heavy equipment. This is all stuff you can get into with CDL work. Now, you don't necessarily need a CDL to operate heavy equipment. At least in Tennessee, I know that you have to have an OSHA certification in order to do a crane. I was actually looking into that just the other day. But construction, heavy equipment, you're more likely to get into it if you have a CDL, and here's why. Currently, with the company that I am at, we do some equipment rentals, some construction equipment rentals, and that has led me to doing some equipment hauls, meaning that I've had to operate some excavators, some skid steers, things like that to put them on the truck and move them from one place to another. So it's kind of led me in this direction here, all in an effort kind of to stay local now that I got two beautiful kids that I love and want to spend more time with them. I spent 8 years as an over-the-road truck driver, so I definitely served my time doing that. Now it's time to be home, be a daddy. That's correct. Testing and then truck assignment. Yep. Currently in waiting for dispatch in Reno. Okay, cool. Awesome, the dealer, man. I bet you're going to be really relieved here soon to finally be out on your own after months of hard work and working with a trainer and getting your CDL and all that. I bet you're excited to go see the road. Reno's an interesting place too. I remember one time I was over out there in that Nevada, Reno area, and it was this bum little town. The population, if I remember, I don't remember the name of the town, but the population was like 1,000. There was literally 1,000 people, one factory in this town, and it had gotten washed out. There was a big rainstorm, and it had gotten washed out, and I had to sit there overnight. No cell phone service, no nothing. The next morning, they came into that one factory that was in town, unloaded me, and I got out of that miserable town. That was so small, so secluded. It was a really strange experience. I watched all your night series. That's right, the dealer. I forgot that I did a series on that one. Like I said, it was one of the first deep dives that I had done. So I was trying to parse out some of the information into a 3-part series. I quickly realized that 3-part series weren't going to work out too well. So that was a definitely interesting experience. And then I put them all together, but it ended up being like an hour-long video in total. And for me personally, if I'm looking at a video, unless it's something like background music or something like that, if it's over like 30, 45 minutes, something like that, I'm not watching it. I don't have the attention span to sit there and watch it. So I try to keep my videos under 45 minutes long. Sometimes they end up going over, especially on like interviews and things like that, or these live streams where we're just kind of hanging out. What? We went up one subscriber, 9,918. Let's go. I wonder if we're going to get that 10K tonight. We're going to need a massive boost before the day's done if we're going to hit that goal. Okay, I got an offer with Prime Inc. after I got my CDL. Orientation, if all goes well, at end of month. Any advice other than stay away from lease? Yeah, you guys know me too well. As far as Prime, they seem cool. From what I remember, their terminals were really nice. Um, yeah, just I don't know a whole lot of advice as far as like new drivers and stuff. Just get in, do it, get started. Um, Take every lesson your trainer gives you, even if they're a pain in the butt. Take what you can from it and learn from what they're giving you. I understand that they can be a pain in the butt and hard to deal with. And for me, my big issue was my trainer was not being legal on some things or not being ethical on some things. And I had an issue with that. So it's one of those weird situations where you're going from after all this training to actually being out on the road and starting to learn the actual ways of the road versus what all the books say and stuff. So there was a little bit of that, but I do remember my trainer being a pain in the butt. I did not enjoy his company, and I was so glad to get off the truck. And honestly, I probably didn't deserve to pass, but he was tired of me as well, so I think he gave me the pass anyway. So very cool. All right, what else we got here? Yeah, this game is a construction simulator. You can play it on all platforms. I've actually set up a server. Password and everything is Trucker219 for the game name. If you have the game and you want to join in, absolutely come on. Let's clear off this topsoil here and do what we can while we're watching this ticker go up, hopefully. All right, congrats on your success. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What is your name? Copier Tech? Copier Tech 910. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you so much for being here, hanging out, and enjoying an Oscar evening with Trucker 219. I know some people care, don't care. I think it's funny that I'm sitting here trying to compete with the viewership of the Oscars a little bit. So, I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny. If you haven't already and you're just joining the server or the live stream here, go ahead and subscribe. And we'll see if we can hit 10,000. Maybe, maybe not. Will you be the 10,000th subscriber? We shall see. What speed is that vehicle governed at? Oh, this one right here? This one is very slow. Looks like 12 backwards. Let's see what we could do. Top speed forwards. Let me put up the blade here. That might make a difference. Yeah, it's 12 forwards too. This thing's slow as molasses. A little case dozer. I have yet to drive a dozer. I did get the opportunity to do an excavator the other day, some skid steers, a couple of fun stuff like that. But we are done with this area right here. It'll give it to you even if there's some left over. So we're going to go ahead and clear the area here and see about getting some excavation work done. So yeah, I've definitely put in the put in this in multiplayer mode, so up to 4 people can play at a time. The game name is Trucker219. The password is Trucker219, and the I don't even remember what the region is. Let me look here. The region is U.S. South Central. So if you have this game on any platform or whatever, you want to hop in here for a minute and hang out, do some work here, that'd be cool too. You helped me make the decision to join Night. Thank you. You're welcome, the dealer. I appreciate you giving me that compliment and I'm glad my videos are able to help. Honestly, I didn't have that option when I was starting out trucking. I didn't have a bunch of people sharing their experience. My first trucking company that I went with was actually PTL. Found out that they are requiring experience these days. Not much, 4 months of experience. They will probably be one of the first ones in the experience category that I get to. Not a whole lot of people only require 4 months. So, yeah, so they will be there. Yeah, it was an interesting experience. I was with them for about 7 months, and some stuff that happened while I was in training came back to bite me well after I got in my solo truck. So my experience with them was meh. Things have changed since then, um, but we'll see what happens when we get into that full deep dive. I've actually done the recruiter phone call for that already, but because it requires experience, I'm kind of trying to orientate the deep dives based off of experience. Member, what is up? 128722T. Welcome. Thank you so much for becoming a member on the channel. We're looking for those subscriber counts, though. That's free to join. I appreciate you jumping in here. That makes my day when every time I see somebody become a subscriber or a member. All right, let's see. I'm just messing around. I love your content, though, and appreciate what you do. I start truck driving school and will be going to work for FedEx Freight. Awesome. Apprenticeship program. My dad hooked me up. There you go. You got the inside gig there. That's going to be awesome. Now, FedEx is an interesting one because most of their employees are an outside contract. So it's not like you can just go to FedEx.com and apply. You have to go and find out what companies are contracted to them and go and apply for them. So, but if you got the inside deal there, that would be awesome. Maybe you could contact FedEx Freight and give us the scoop. Yeah, they are definitely an LTL carrier, which normally requires quite a bit of experience because LTL carriers are really sought after because they pay very well. You can get home pretty much every night. So that's one that will probably be pretty far down on the list because I am trying to do these deep dives based off of experience. So I'd watch all of your videos while I'm working at Amazon. I've heard they're a little strict on messing with your phone while you're working at Amazon. Be careful doing that, even though I appreciate the viewership and the love. Thank you so much. I don't know why I'm not getting the dings when these comments are coming in. Is that all coming through on your guys' end? Can you hear everything okay? Can you hear the gameplay? Let me shut up for a second so you can try to hear the gameplay. A little bit of music. Hopefully that's not copyright claimed. If so, I think they'd shut the stream down at that point, right? We've been going for 34 minutes. I'm telling you what, this game right here, I can blast through hours and just chilling. It's a very, not really having to give it a whole lot of effort or thought, just kind of a chill at the end of the day situation. So if I'm playing this, I'm definitely relaxing. Just hanging out, chilling with you guys. Okay, so you're not getting any dings or sound effects when the comments or new subscribers are coming in. I know we haven't had a whole lot. Very low audio from the game. Yeah, the reason for that is it's just coming through the microphone here. I can try to crank it up a little bit for you. Very low audio from the game. Do you guys want more audio from the game? I mean, it's just construction sounds. A little bit of background music. Yeah, the audio from the game is just coming from the TV I got set up here. I literally just got this capture card in the mail today, and that is what allows streamers to stream their gaming content if they are not working on PC. So I messed around with it for like 2 hours today trying to figure out how to do it. And this is the best that I've come up with. So I wanted to make sure I got to you guys to hang out a little bit. Let me crank it up a little bit here. I know I'm kind of eating the microphone. Maybe I could back that off a little bit. They won't shut it down, just demonetize it. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's just the money helps and it makes it enjoyable to do too, but at the end of the day, I'm here for you guys. If it gets demonetized, who cares? We're just chilling. Yeah, my bigger concern is like getting claimed and getting my channel struck down. I've got a couple of strikes in the past, especially when I was doing more reactionary content. I used to react to semi-truck crashes quite a bit to try to figure out how we can do better. In fact, that was my very first live stream doing that. We're over here reminiscing a bunch about how this channel got started and all that stuff. Yeah, I used to do a lot of reaction content, mainly because it was easy. It wasn't any work really to flip on a video and react to it and hopefully give a little bit of knowledge about how we can avoid accidents in the future. But yeah, we quickly moved into doing some deep dives though and getting some actual original content out. Everybody doing all right out there? Enjoying this Sunday? This weather down here in Tennessee has been all over the place. Last week it was in the 80s, then it dropped down to the 40s, and then it switched back to being nice and toasty. So it's been interesting, that's for sure. All right, a new member. This big long number. I'm just going to call you 12. Is that all right? I'm just going to call you 12, like 11 from Stranger Things, but one more. The new member on the channel, 12, said, yeah, that's true. I understand. I guess hold on. I guess like that said, it pays to know someone on the inside. Yeah, for sure. If you can get a good deal just by knowing somebody, take advantage of it. The training rep and the terminal manager are all waiting for me to finish school late April. No experience. If you know somebody, you know somebody. Take advantage. Mr. B. Connor just joined the Discord server not too long ago. Windy is all get out here in Oklahoma today. I don't know where those videos were. I've recently seen some of more trucks getting blown over. I want to say that was out west, like Oklahoma territory, but I know I'm originally from Indiana, hence the 219. And there was a whole tornado that dropped down in a neighboring town from where I grew up there, and it's craziness. That's the one thing that's totally like a big killer out there is just weather, whether it's snow, wind, rain. If you're not careful, that'll get you just as easily as some car brake checking you. I'd say you can predict both of those things generally, so make adjustments to your route and your schedule based off of weather. If it's not safe, don't do it, guys. No load is worth it. Let dispatch yell at you all day. It's not safe to. Here's the key phrase, okay? I'm going to give it to you. The sneaky, not really sneaky. If you needed to be sneaky, fine. But the key phrase, it's not safe, I'm not driving. Simple as that. Don't sit there and have an argument with them. It's not safe, I'm not driving. I'll let you know when I feel safe to drive. Whether that be you're too tired, obviously don't take advantage of that too much, but the weather's not right. There's equipment mess ups that need to be fixed. It's not safe, I'm not driving. At the end of the day, you're the captain of your ship, you know. Nobody can force you to drive that truck. Got to take that responsibility upon yourself to be safe and make sure you make it home to your families. There's people that care about you and want to make sure that you get home, even if your dispatcher wants the load done sooner. What's going on, everybody? Welcome in. We are doing construction simulator here. We're running the excavator. We'll do a little bit more truck driving here soon, as we're going to have to go and pick up some materials for this construction job. But right now, we got a big old mound of dirt here. If you have this game on any platform, feel free to join up here. And I think it's like $10 or something like that for the game on the PlayStation Store at least. Maybe it was 14. I don't know. It's been a little bit since I bought it. But it's cool, and the controls are very similar to what they are in real life, too. Especially on this excavator situation here. I got to drive one for the first time not too long ago, and I was pretty excited about that. Got this game to see if I can get some more experience in learning how to drive it and operate the controls here. And I think I do an okay job. So let me ask you this while we're on the topic of weather and stuff. Mr. Connor said it's windy in Oklahoma. What weather situation are you most scared of? As new truck drivers or even experienced truck drivers, what's the weather condition that it's like, ugh, I don't want to deal with that? Let me know in the comments there. I'm watching these comments as I'm doing this stuff here. We are 86% done digging this hole, so hopefully we'll be moving on to some more entertaining work here soon. We are doing, what is this, the holiday house? I'm guessing this is going to be a basement for a holiday house. Last time I did one of those, it took forever to excavate it. Oop, a little bit too tall of a pile there. I can't get on top of it no more. What's that? We'll be nervous about ice, road conditions, not agency, meaning that his ability. Yeah, ice is a tricky one, but let me give you this little bit that I got at an orientation once for one of the companies that I went to work for. The difference between black ice and water is if you're watching the car in front of you and there's a spray from the tires, you're just looking at water. Not a big deal. However, if one of the cars in front of you is driving and you see zero spray coming from their tires, you're looking at black ice. It's a good idea to be extra careful during that. And again, if it's not safe, don't go, guys. We're just hanging out here, still rocking at that same subscriber level here. I'm not going to sit here and go all night. If we don't get it, we don't get it. But I thought it would be fun to sit here and play a little game with you guys, chit-chat in the comment section while we're watching this thing go up. If we don't get it tonight, not a big deal. Eventually, I'm going to get tired of playing this and tired of doing this, so I will shut it down at that point. But no hard schedule right now. We're just kind of hanging out. Kids have been instructed to get some Lunchables if they get hungry, and if they need me, come on out here. So if they jump into the live stream for a minute, I'll have to deal with that. But just hanging out with you guys for the most part. All right, we got that whole excavated, that area excavated over there. And obviously, I didn't do that good of a job. It'll come back and fix it if you get to your 100%. Oh, no, we got to do this section too? Oh, my gosh. What section? In here? All right, let's see what we can do. That's the downside to a simulator games, is it takes forever sometimes to do certain things. Let's go ahead and hop out here and take another coffee break to see if we can get to the morning. Looks like the sun is starting to go down. The graphics in this game are pretty good, actually. I'm pretty impressed with them. Let's see if we can do a little dance here. Get it. All right, on to the coffee break. Everybody doing all right out there? Got me a little drink of some sweet tea. I've never done a gaming live stream. What do you guys think about this? Should I do this on like a different channel, or make this a subsection of the channel, or just never do it again? All right, so now we got to dig this little trench around the outside here, it looks like. I don't have a very small bucket for that, so we're just going to overkill it. Where are our tracks here? There's the front of them. What other weather situations are you concerned about? For me, wind. Wind was really my concern, and it makes it a hard day of driving too, because you see the videos of people having trouble keeping the truck on the road. It really is a struggle. Let me try something here. Give me just a second. Alright, so now we can have a little bit of the sound be a little better in the stream there, and it not be so loud in my ears. What's going on, everyone? 10 viewers. It's not like the Shallow Dive lives. We're not quite doing that. Just kind of hanging out, chilling, telling some stories of what this channel has looked like over the last 10,000 subscribers. And actually, this channel's been going a lot longer than that. I mean, that it's still the 10,000 subscribers, but I've had this channel for like 9 years now. I just haven't really done a whole lot with it. I was doing a little bit here, a little bit there, but not really super serious about making it a business or making it something big. And it took me a couple of times of trying to have the stick-to-itiveness to see it through, but I'm sure glad I have, and it's been a journey. Yeah, this bucket is definitely overkill for digging this small trench, because I don't think in here is what they're caring about, because I can scoop it and it's not changing the it's not really changing any of the percentage there. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. What's going on, everybody? Welcome in for any new viewers here. You think we're going to finish this project today or what? Hopefully it starts to gain traction faster. You really are helping out, in my opinion. Yeah. Look, it's going to do what it's going to do. I, to some degree, gave up appeasing the algorithm. I mean, I try to keep my content clean and whatnot, just so that, you know, I know my kids watch some of my videos and stuff. So I try to keep the content clean and family friendly for the most part, but I do my best. My goal is to help truck drivers, though. Whether that leads to more success or less success, in my opinion, in this world, where you add value is where you get value. So it might not happen overnight, and it hasn't happened very quickly, I will say that. But I am A-okay with that. Just keep plugging away. Try to get one video in every week. Sometimes life kind of gets in the way of that, and I just don't have enough time to do it, or I get lazy and just don't feel like doing it that week. So sometimes that's the case. I will say, for just for behind the scenes perspective, since we're just kind of hanging out, in order to do the recruiter phone calls, I have to do those on days that are like normal business hours. So that means that I have to take time off from making regular 9-to-5 job money in order to do that. So, which has worked out okay, because the job that I'm working now is very dependent on the weather. If it's raining too much, we don't get to work. Like, there's no work for tomorrow because we're expecting a storm down here. So that will give me the opportunity to do some work that I need to do during the daytime hours for the channel. So I've been able to manage it thus far, but sometimes we get a lot of work coming in and I just don't have time to do a recruiter phone call as well as all the other stuff that has to be done in order to get you guys the information that you guys want. But I appreciate it. Again, it's one of those things that it'll happen when it happens. The key to this thing, if you guys are ever considering doing a YouTube channel, in my opinion, obviously you want to make good content, but the bigger factor is consistency. Just keep with it. Just keep doing it. Like Dory, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. What do? We swim, swim, swim. Consistency. Yep, that's it. And I think that's the key to life and everything. Now, being able to stay consistent is a challenge in itself, but I think that's the key to life. If you want to get big muscles, you want to lose some weight, stay in the gym consistently. Stay in your diet consistently. You want to get smarter, read books consistently. You want to have a successful YouTube channel, even on days that you don't want to, make some content. Put it out there. Sometimes you throw poo at the wall just to see what sticks. So, yeah, we're playing Construction Simulator. Anybody just coming in? We'll be doing some more trucking stuff on this soon. As you can see over... Hang on, let me get this scoop here. As we can see over there. I got the truck ready to rock and roll to pick up some product for this job here, some rebar, things like that. We are 86% digging this foundational structure here. Gonna have to move this excavator here soon. Am I retired from trucking? No, absolutely not. I don't know if I ever will retire from trucking because I thoroughly enjoy trucking, but I am no longer over the road. I gave that up probably about 2 years ago now. I spent 8 years as an over-the-road truck driver, missing out on tons and tons of time with my kids. I would stay out for a month or two at a time, and I recently, within the last couple of years, have gone through a divorce, and that reprioritized where my mind was at on all that. So I decided to change things up, have a different strategy. This way I can be involved in my kids' lives, and decided to become local. So as it stands right now, I drive dump trucks. I drive roll-off trucks, which are dumpsters, basically. I do some equipment hauls where I'm hauling semi-trucks or like a Ford F-550 with a big long gooseneck trailer on it, getting scissor lifts and buckets and things like that moved around from different job sites. The company that I'm with does construction equipment rental. So I will load up scissor lifts or skid steers or mini excavators, take them to wherever they got to go. My longest trip in the last 2 years was actually just a couple of weeks ago. I did a little 3-day trip, but I only agree to do that when my kids are not with me. I'm not going to spend the time that I could be spending with them working. You can make money all you want. There's 1.5 billion different ways to do it. And the more you guys do this, and if you're wanting to start families and stuff, you'll realize that time is the only asset. And I know it's super cliche, but time is the only thing that you can't get back. I can make money all day doing stuff, and I just wasn't prioritizing my kids enough over the road. Their mom stayed home all the time so that she was able to raise them. But like I said, I was gone for 1 to 2 months at a time, and home for like a 3-4 day weekend, and then I was back at it. I was making killer money though. Oh my gosh, the money was so good. But now I'm content to work as much as I can given the weather, and after that, it is what it is, you know. I'd rather spend that time with my kids. The company that I'm with now, it's a really great gig. I enjoy doing it, and I have so much flexibility with this company. It's unreal. And I'm almost 100% positive that I will never find another company that is as gracious with time as this company is. If I call them up tomorrow and said, hey, I can't work Thursday, my kid's got a field trip, I'm going to that. Okay, cool, no problem. They have zero issues with me taking however much time off I want to do whatever I need to do. So I appreciate that a whole lot about working for them. And in my opinion, that flexibility is more valuable than having to work like having a 40-hour week every week. I don't have that. So that's where I'm at with that. What do you guys think about that? Are you guys concerned about being over the road? How that's going to impact your families? Have you had those conversations with your kids, with your spouse? I know a lot of people are just getting started with the hopes of becoming local after some experience. Is that a goal of yours? Where are you guys at? What is your goal with trucking? Do you want to be a flatbedder? You want to do tanks? You want to do equipment hauls and things like that? The world is your oyster in the world of trucking. You can do anything. I mean, there's so much stuff that you can do in this industry, and it all depends. You can do military contracts, hauling freaking missiles across the country. You can do a ton of stuff in this industry, and it's really cool. All right, we are still rocking and rolling. I'll wait for those comments to roll in. Tell me about your guys' lives. We're just hanging out. I couldn't be here without you. Well, I could be here without you, but it'd be a heck of a lot less fun without you here. So I appreciate you guys being here, hanging out while we hopefully see this subscriber count go up. If you haven't subscribed already, we're trying to get to 10,000. If we don't, it's not the end of the world. I was just kind of hoping to see that happen and let you guys experience that with me. All right, let's see what we got here. I wonder what equipment I have over here. I know I moved a couple of the flatbeds. Yeah, let's go ahead and travel and get that one. Here's what we'll do. Oh, no, I have one at the... Do I have one at the thing? There's a building supply here. I thought I left a trailer over there, but apparently I didn't. Doing some drop and hook, trying to do some drop and hook. So we're going to go ahead and drive down here to the home base. We'll set the filter and start heading in that direction. Bobtail. Rocking and rolling with the bobtail. We'll see if we can get into the inside of this and see what it's like to actually drive the truck here. This guy's hands don't work right, but... Hang out the window. Whee! All right, we got a green light. In this game, you cannot run red lights, otherwise you get fined $100, which generally I'm okay with that. I got 1,874,000 credits, so generally I'll run the red light, but we'll try to play by the rules for the sake of the live stream here. Kids at home and in phase is done. You've instilled all the core values that they're going to have, especially in the late teens. If you need to take some time and go run over the road for a little bit, I think they would be understanding. But when they call and say, Mom, Dad, Mom or Dad, I need you here. It's really hard to hear that and to still continue to not choose them. So I understand, or even your spouse too, I understand completely the not wanting to do trucking because of that. Trucking is definitely not for everybody. It's definitely a time suck. Interpersonal relationships and stuff like that suffer drastically. The longer you do that, I know I'm dogging trucking right here, but can I just be real for a second? It's lonely. It's tough. You'll find yourself, if you do it for too long or a really long extended amount of time, that going into Walmarts are uncomfortable. Just being around so many people all at once, I did not like it. I hated going to Walmart shortly after getting over the road. I've acclimated back to normal life now, but 8 years over the road is a long time. Preferring to be alone. The only time I ever got hotels was when the company was paying for it. I slept in the back of the truck. It was more comfortable for me there than what it would be in a hotel. Even when the company's paid for it, I would rather be in the back of the truck. So, yeah, I mean, there's real struggles in trucking, and you got to be up for it. And there is no shame. There really is no shame in saying it's just not for me. I know you've invested the money. I know you've invested the time. My suggestion, at least give it a year. Give it a good go. And at that point, if it's not working for you, so be it. But, you know, I will personally never shame you for saying, nope, it's just not for me. Oh, red light. Brakes. Oh. So at that point, if I was that close in real life, because now we got this car behind us that we just ran into trying to back up. If I was that close in real life, I'd be going for it. Just because it's not worth trying to jam on the brakes, shifting the load, all to not hit the red light. And the more you guys do it, the more you'll see like where that line is of, am I going to have enough time to stop effectively? And am I going to have enough time to not be mid-intersection when I do finally come to a stop? You'll get that feel and figure that out the longer you do trucking. Oh, apparently I got a ticket for doing something. Did you hear it? Woo! We're heading over here to the shop to get a trailer so I can head to the building supply store and pick up some equipment. Son wants to ride with me over the road. Sorry, I completely missed the second half of your comment there. I apologize, Connor. Son wants to ride with me over the road. Wife is excited for a pay change since I'm switching careers. Yeah, you were mentioning the career change over in the Discord server. Yeah, I mean, what wife wouldn't be excited to hear? More money, more shoes, more bags. I'm sure your wife isn't like that, but all right, so we're pulling in here to the yard. I got my little Ford pickup truck, got a roller, got a skid steer, got a concrete truck. I feel like a lot of this game is messing with concrete. Little front loader, couple of trailers here. We're going to go ahead and hook up to this green one. And this is how you set up, basically. Let's see. I'm going in blind. I'm not going to look at it. Let's see where we line up here. Just not looking. Where's it at? Oh, I completely missed it. I completely missed it right there. All right, let's try again. Should we try like an actual backing situation on here? You guys down for that? Let's switch this camera here. Exterior. So we try a nice little 45-degree back. It could be fun. I'm telling you, it's completely different in this game than what it is in real life trying to back these things up. Even the turning. I mean, I'm completely sliding out. Doing donuts in the parking lot in a semi-truck. All right, let's set up a nice little 45-degree here. A little bit of an arc coming into this area right here. I can't really show you guys on here, but yep, set up a little 45. We're going to go for this spot right by this little straight truck. And we're about at that second line there. 1 to 2 years over the road regional should be enough experience to transition local. Absolutely, yeah. 1 year experience is a good spot to be. 2 years experience, there's not a whole lot of places that won't hire you. But 3 years, you're not going to have any issues getting in any doors as long as you keep your record nice and clean. And yeah, so you should be all right with that. All right, the tractor's lined up here. Right at about that line. We could back up just a hair. That's about where you want to be. That being said, I'm going to try to teach this a little bit, but again, it's one of those things where you're trucking for so long, you just do the thing. You don't worry about what position and stuff you need to be in. You just pull up and do it. All right, so we're going till we're about at a 45-degree angle here, and then straightening out. Cutting all the way back. Stopping. Now that trailer should be pretty well lined up with that line right there, and it indeed is. As you can see right here. Let's see if we can walk a little straight line. That's pretty stinking close to that right there. That's where you want to be. Obviously, you want to do like a 90 if there's a limitation in space up in front of you. All right, so we're wanting the trailer to move towards this front loader here. So we need to turn our tires in the opposite direction. Now we don't want to go too hard or too fast in this game because this game is a little finicky. And now we just straighten up the wheels and it'll carry us a little bit further. And in fact, just because of this game, we actually need to turn them the other way. Again, we're crossing the line there. This game is so like not super realistic in this backing up, but I tried. All right, so we want to get, okay, again, like I was saying at the beginning of the stream, when we're backing up, a good way to think about it is if you're looking in this mirror right here, you want to shoo the trailer out of that mirror, so you move the steering wheel towards that. If you want to shoo the trailer out of that mirror, you move the steering wheel towards that. And that'll help you remember. Some people say you want to grab the underside of the steering wheel and then turn it to the way you want it. That works too. A bunch of different ways to remember how to get the trailer to move the way you want it. Let's see if we can line it up looking out the side. Nope. All right. Ooh. Settle down there. Yeah, I can't do it on the inside of this game. Now, the American Truck Simulator, I found it easier to do it on the inside of the truck versus the outside. You know what? We're just going to go ahead and try for this second one. It didn't work out for that one, but that's all right. Just a little back and forth. Nothing wrong with some pull-ups. Just don't hit nothing. Straighten it out a little bit. Oh, we went over. It's so different than what it is in real life. I look like I don't know how to do a trucking. That being said, I am coming up on 10 years of being a trucker. I don't know if you guys know that about me or not. 10 years in the trucking industry. It's been a long time, so I want to do a few videos based off of that decade of experience. And we could sit here all day and try to make it perfect, but that's pretty good. Watch the curb. It's looking pretty good back there. All right, now we still have to go and drive off and get our stuff. So just having fun, hanging out. No, we don't want to go there. Go here. How's everybody doing? What are you guys thinking as far as your career? How are you going to do it? Are you going to go over the road for a couple of months, 6 months to a year? Try to jump quickly into local? Are you wanting to stay over the road long term? I'm curious to hear what your guys' plan is. It's definitely an interesting conversation to have. Do you want to own someday? Do you want to be an owner-operator? I will say with the fuel prices right now, I do not envy owner-operators. Excuse me. But, yeah, let me know what your plan is. 1 to 2 years over the road regional. That should be plenty. Think I can do it sooner. Yeah. Some places you should be all right at a year. Like I said, 6 months. That I've seen some, not so much local. You're really wanting, you're in the right headspace on that. 1 to 2 years over the road to be a local truck driver. All my gulping sounds, I apologize. Everybody doing all right? That subscriber count's not going up too much. Okay, I've had my Class A for like 7 months. Yes, it's hard to get into a company, but I'm going to get it, so I'm going to keep on trying. I'm not giving up, but I do have my Class A. Yeah, if you've had it for that amount of time and you haven't got a job yet, I can imagine it being tough. I don't know what to do in that situation because I've never been in it. I would look at, I would be filling out applications like crazy, unless you're trying to do local. And then, so if you're wanting something local, there are some companies that will give no experienced drivers a chance. It's so rare that I don't even bother mentioning that it's possible because it's so rare. But what you can do is just Google local trucking companies near me. Call them like crazy. Hey, do you accept new drivers? Hey, would you be willing to train a new driver? Call. Fill out application after application. If you're trying to get a job in this industry, just go for it. Worst they can say is no. And there's been a lot of progress over the years in how to apply for companies. Let me flip over to self so you don't have to stare at that. There's been a lot of progress over the years in how to apply for companies. Intella app is a beautiful thing. It'll save your work history, and all you do is fill out the little questionnaire for each job, and you'll be able to get into filling out that app. I've got all my papers over here. I'm trying to pull some out. All right, let's see what we got here. I will tell you, it is a heck of a lot easier now to apply than what it used to be once upon a time. I have not all, but most of the applications that I filled out when I was going through trucking school still. Let's see. McElroy Truck Lines, we've done a deep dive on them. I'm just pulling out a couple here to show you guys. This was sent in 5/4 of 2016. I used to have to fill out paper applications, fax them in, and call them every day to see if they got my application, ask for an application update. I definitely believe I did for H.O. Wolding as well. They've actually become a different company. Bison, actually. Bison purchased. No, let me get my facts straight before I start talking. Bison merged with some other companies to become Bison, and H.O. Wolding was one of them. So, Bison is actually a really good company to go to work for, and they do hire relatively new drivers. We actually got one up here. You can't see it with all those comments. Let me see if I can hide that for half of a second. Where is he at? Right there. One of the guys in the Discord server, that's actually his truck. He went to work for Bison, enjoyed it. He switched to a different company now to be able to do tank and be home more often. But yeah, they became H.O. Wolding. So count your blessings. I don't want to be that old guy. Back in my day, we used to have to do this. But yeah, I still have some of the paper applications that I filled out back in 2016. I have my whole packet from going through trucking school still here with me to remind me how far I've come. Almost 10 years of trucking, guys. That's crazy. I got so many papers and stuff from doing these deep dives. Let's see. You subscribed on 2 different accounts. Let's go, dude. Me too. I've subscribed from all of my personal accounts. Let me try to do this without spilling everything here. But yeah, I even have, I don't promote it because I don't know how accurate it still is. I still have like my pre-trip inspection sheet that we had to learn and memorize. Isn't this crazy, guys? Coming up on 10,000 subscribers, you can't really see that too well, but we had to memorize all the different stuff on the pre-trip inspection, front and back, and be able to do our pre-trip inspection. I can't tell you how tired I was of saying not cracked, bent, or broken. Properly mounted and secured, not cracked, bent, or broken. Can anybody relate to that, having to say that all the time? Or are they using different phrasing now? So let's see what we got here. Where are we at? Big Wolf said, my mom wants to pay for the passenger insurance to take my dad on the road with me. That is so funny because my mom calls me all the time and says, "Are you ready to take your dad back on the road with you for a little bit?" I took him out one time when I had just started trucking because he was a trucker as well. He was doing Class B. And, yeah, I took him out on the road with him. He's disabled, so he's not able to drive trucks anymore. So I took him back out on the road with me to experience that and enjoy the life on the road for a little bit. And that was a good time. I enjoyed it. But my mom calls me from time to time and says, "I'm ready to send him back down to Tennessee with you. Take him on the road with you for a little bit." So I can totally relate to that, Big Wolf. Let's see. Richardle? Yeah, Mr. Rich. I am 41 years old, a 6-year veteran, hit rock bottom with job and housing, dependent on my sister, no car, credit, insurance, etc. Previous jobs are warehouse, logistics, and security. Thinking of TMC to help sister. Yeah, dude. Trucking is one of those weird spots where with all these trucking companies that are offering CDL training, just start. Just call them up. "Hey, I'm coming." Start their CDL training program and get your CDL. I know you're not going to be making a ton of money. You'll be making about what the same that you are at a factory starting out. TMC actually is at, I believe, 50 cents a mile starting out. Get after it, buddy. Life's got you in the dumps. I mean, trucking is a great way out. Being a veteran as well, you can have an opportunity to take advantage of some of the programs that are available. I'm not super familiar as I'm not a veteran, but some programs like the Visa, or not the Visa. Oh my gosh, what is it? I'm totally spacing right now, but there's a program that you can use your GI benefits. That's what it is. Use your GI benefits to help you get through some of those programs. Have some extra income while you're doing that. Yeah, definitely. Big Wolf. If you're on the Discord server, you guys connect. Trucker219 Discord server. There's a bunch of people over there helping each other out. I've got a ton of different... I wonder if we can do this. Let's see here. I got that pulled up. Let me see if I can pull up Discord. And let me flip here before I do that. Discord. Show you what that looks like. Discord. I'm going to have a hard time seeing this because... Okay. All right. So we're in my Discord server here. Playing on Xbox. Friends. I can't see it because I got the big old TV in the way. Interstate truck. Let me flip over here to reaction so maybe I can see it on here. But yeah, we got a bunch of different little side servers here on it to talk about the different companies. I'm going to pull this down a little bit here. Oh, don't break it. This is a crazy live stream. All right. So yes, if we're looking over here on the side, move tab to a new window. Okay. Nope. Don't want to do that. All right. Things have gone off the rails. Absolutely, totally off the rails. Nope. There we go. There's where it's at. All right, found it. All right, I just want to show you guys on this Discord server. If you haven't jumped on the Discord server, check it out. A bunch of drivers helping each other out. We got information on Schneider, TMC, bunch of drivers in there helping each other out with what they're working on. Night, Prime, all these subcategories of just the different trucking companies. Everybody's in there sharing their experience. In the general chat, we're just hanging out, chit-chatting, talking about life out on the road. So if you haven't joined the Discord server, I highly recommend you do that and help each other out, man. I mean, this is a big world, a big industry, and you need some friends out there on the road. So Look at that. We're up to 9,920 subscribers. Let's go. Maybe that was the 2 that Big Wolf signed on for. I appreciate it, man. Oh, my goodness. It's good fun. I don't believe TMC does owner-operator stuff anymore, but there are still some out there. You'd have to talk to a recruiter. If you want to do owner-operator type things, definitely do that. Stay away from lease, though. I'm urging you guys to do that, to stay away from it. There are a handful of success stories with that. But with lease, you're never owning. You're attached to the truck. It's just a bad deal for truck drivers. You are paying for the most expensive part of that truck, which is the first couple of years, and you're paying double the amount of what it's worth. Work on your credit as a company driver, and then go to a bank, get a loan, go to a dealership, get a loan for a truck if you have to go that way. I highly recommend doing it debt-free because trucking is extraordinarily expensive. I know it seems like you're only making 50, 60 cents a mile for the loads, but all the money that goes in for fuel, taxes, IFTA, tolls, everything piles up and piles up. And that's the main reason that I've never gone and been an owner-operator. I've never owned a truck, never had much of a desire to. I've thought about it a little bit, but never went into it myself. The previous company that I had worked with ended up having to file bankruptcy back in, I want to say it was 22, 23, somewhere around there. He had to file bankruptcy because he just couldn't keep up with the rates. So he did business the best he could, had emergency funds, paid cash for pretty much everything, but the rates were just not coming up after COVID, and it ended up ruining his company. So it's definitely something to consider. Talk to some owner-operators, see what's going on with that before you jump in. Where are we at on comments over here? It's never 9,000. Y'all are having your own little powwow over there, and I'm out of the loop, aren't I? Yeah, save enough for 5 years. Yeah, you definitely want to have an emergency fund. The biggest things on an engine are your engine and transmission. Those are going to be the most expensive things, but even at that, a car could come flying out of nowhere and you got to pay $1,000 for a deductible. It's expensive. It's crazy expensive. Have an emergency fund if you're going to be an owner operator. Try your best to stay cash versus doing a bunch of loans on stuff. You're going to find yourself in a situation where it's going to be tough to dig out. I have a good friend of mine. We actually teamed together at multiple companies. He's an owner operator now, and he was just starting to see the light of day. And then gas prices started going back up again, and he's fallen right to being okay right now, but he's not able to dig himself back out anymore. He's able to make enough money to survive and not go into debt, even further into debt, but he's not able to dig himself out of that debt. So it's definitely tough. So definitely keep that in mind. There are some services, factoring services is what they're called for owner operators. But it's another thing to keep in mind. Okay, let's talk owner operators. Pause this game, talk owner operators. That's what we're doing. All this being said, I do not own a truck, and I've never owned a truck, but the last company that I was with, I was really close with the owner. So I was able to see a lot of the business side of things and understand it a little bit better. And you want to operate within like a 60-day window, 50-day window, because, for instance, if you do a load of sheetrock from Florida to Maine, and you're supposed to get paid X amount of dollars for that load, that doesn't come to you as soon as you deliver the load. Most places have 30 to 60 days to pay that before, like, they have that amount of time after you deliver the load to pay you that money. So you have to have operational expenses set aside to keep running, even though you're not getting paid for 30, 45, 60 days sometimes. So make sure you have that set aside, or use factoring companies. Now, factoring companies are like a payday lender, basically. And what they will do is they will handle chasing down all that money for you. They will pay you immediately. However, they're taking a percentage off the top to perform that service for you. You're going to get paid instantly, but you're going to have to pay them some money to do that. Now, that might be worth it for you. It might not, but some people do it and they're successful with that. But in my opinion, I want to keep as much of my money as possible. So I would definitely recommend having an emergency fund set up for repairs, maintenance, and then have a separate emergency fund for operational expenses. And that's the way I would go about it if I had to do it. Try your best to pay cash for a truck, even if it's a 2017, 2018 Freightliner Cascadia. It's not the prettiest truck on the road. Nobody cares. It runs. It's fine. You might have to put some new tires on it, change a couple of lines on it that have dry rotted over the years. But buy you something that's relatively easy to maintain. Some of the work you can do yourself on it, because it really just takes one slip up, being stuck at a mechanic shop for a month because they're taking their sweet time to get it done, to absolutely derail every single one of your plans in the trucking industry. So that's my advice. If you're wanting to become an owner operator, set aside a crap ton of money. I would have enough money set aside, like I said, to cover three to six, about 3 months worth of expenses in case a customer doesn't pay you right away. Set that aside, set enough money. I would do double whatever it costs to replace an engine. Find whatever truck you're wanting to do, set that money aside for 2 engines. Be prepared for when that comes. Now, insurance is there. It'll cover some things. But you also have to factor in all of the other expenses. And in my opinion, it was just never worth it for me. But being your own owner, doing your own thing, I totally get that. I would just not do it personally in the trucking industry, at least on that front of the trucking industry. So that's the owner operator talk. Anything else that you guys want to talk about, or we'll get back to playing this game here a little bit? We are at 9,920 subscribers. I seriously doubt we're going to get that 10,000 today, but we'll see what happens. Just hanging out, talking trucking like we're sitting at a Petro or whatever, jaw jacking in the iron skillet over a nice hot plate. Do they still do, is there anywhere that still does the buffets at the iron skillet? It's been a while since I've been on the road, and I know COVID really ruined a lot of the sit-down restaurants. Everything's turned into fast food either. Oh my gosh, you're going to get so tired of having Subway out on the road. You'll be over it in a heartbeat. I hate Subway. Not a sponsor. Yeah, not a fan of Subway. Overpriced sandwiches when you can go and get a loaf of bread and some ham at the Walmart, and you'll be just fine. As a trucker, you're going to get tired of certain foods, especially starting out when money's a little low. I was operating when I first started out with I want to say it was like $30 a week for my grocery bill. I was rocking and rolling with some PB&Js and some ramen noodles. I would go into the truck stop, warm them up. I actually have a video on my channel, super embarrassing, where I would buy canned goods like corn or green beans, or they even had canned macaroni and cheese at one time. I was rocking the canned goods, and what I would do is I didn't have a microwave in the truck. I didn't have all of that stuff. It was just dry foods and no real way to heat them sometimes, depending on where I was parked up at. So I'd put the can in the engine bay, shut the hood, give it about 30 minutes, and by the time I came back to it, it was more than just room temperature and the AC of the truck, and it was warm enough to eat. Man, that brings back some memories. Coming up on 10,000 subscribers, 10 years of trucking. It's been a long time and an interesting journey through a lot of hardship. Well, we figured it out. We made it through. Um, yeah. What is your guys' go-to broke food? I ain't got no money, so this is what I'm gonna eat and be all right. Mine canned goods, ramen noodles. Um, oh, what was the other thing? Yeah, just PB and J's, little sandwiches and stuff. Okay, AI said in comparison with CDL versus training to become a police officer, AI said for short term slash long term, CDL has more potential to own, live on land off grid. Okay. Yeah, I mean, versus a police officer, and that's the funny thing, and two, why DOT officers can be a little, lack of a better word, pissy sometimes. Um, you're making way more money than what they are as a trucker, especially over the road. Um, I remember when I was browsing for a job, it was like a campus police officer. It was when I was living in Knoxville, Tennessee, over there for the college, and they were starting out at like $31,000 a year. Um, and I was blown away that police officers that risk their lives um, are not making as much money as what a truck driver makes. There's so much craziness that goes on. Um, but yeah, I would, if I had to choose police officer or trucker, I'd probably go trucker. Um, it's a little less indirect line of like danger or risk. There's definitely danger and risk to being a truck driver too, though. So, how's everybody doing? Are you guys enjoying this live stream? Just sharing a little bit of trucking knowledge with you guys, playing a little construction simulator. Keep the comments flowing, guys. I'm enjoying talking with you guys and having a good time. Let's get back to some construction simulator though and see if we can get to 10,000 subscribers today. Will we hit it? When are the Oscars? Are you really going to watch them? Absolutely not. I don't intend to, but I believe they start at 7. I could care less. Every time there is a an event, whether it's the Oscars, the Grammys, the whatever, the this, the that, it becomes a political conversation, and I don't care. I don't care. I don't talk politics on the channel because it's divisive, and my goal is to give information, not opinions. I do have opinions, and if it's concerning trucking, I'll be happy to give them to you. But yeah, it's not something that I want to indulge in. Either side, it doesn't matter which side you're on. I don't care. I don't care to hear it. I don't care to talk about it. It is what it is. You vote for who you vote for. I wish we can go back to the 60s where it was taboo to talk about who you voted for and your political opinions and beliefs. It's just become a big old thing that has completely swallowed the hearts and minds of Americans, and I could care less. I don't care. All right. Hey, how's it going? I went with Melton Truck Lines. I start my last week of training tomorrow and then get my own truck. It's been great so far. Awesome. That's a great report from Melton Truck Lines. I've done so many of these deep dives. I don't remember if I said okay or no way to Melton or not. It's been a while. That's right, Luke Demo. 80 more subs to go. Let's go. Yeah, the Oscars are tonight. I believe they're at 7. So if you guys absolutely have to click off Trucker 219's live stream to go check out the Oscars, I get it. Go have fun. Enjoy your life. More business opportunities. Save enough as company drivers. Buy land, RV, tiny home. Be self-sufficient, electric, water, waste. Dude, that's the life, man. If you can make that happen, if you can get you a piece of land and be completely off grid and that's your dream, get after it, man. Yeah, I mean, realistically, what is trucking? I mean, you're living on the grid, but I don't think there's a career that's more nomadic. You're literally rolling down the road in a box that has a bed, that has a refrigerator. that's able to keep you sustained, and you get to travel and do whatever the heck you want, within reason, obviously. I've always thought it would be cool. Hey, no problem, Big Wolf. I appreciate you hanging out. If you got to jump off, no problem at all, guys. We're just hanging out, chit-chatting, talking live, talking trucking, playing a little bit of a game here. Not a whole lot. I've been doing a lot more talking and reading comments and playing. Awesome. I forget where I was going with that, but yeah, I always thought it was would be a really cool idea to go trucking as I retire, travel, go for a month or two at a time, making money, and then stop and pay for a hotel, get a rental car, go explore Maine, go explore Utah, wherever I wanted to go. Just take some home time and do that. All right, let's see if we can get back into some game. Y'all can yak it up in the comments. Let's get to driving here. Flip this around. Just hanging out, chilling, relaxing. No worries. Life is good. You guys want some volume for the game? There you go. We're shooting for 10,000 subscribers. We'll see if it happens. Maybe, maybe not. All right, so it's going to be a bit of a nightmare getting out of this spot. Lots of traffic coming. Do we see a gap? And nobody's going to let us out either. This is typical trucking right here. Nobody ever leaves a gap to get out. And it's backed all the way up. Is there a project nearby that I need to expand this road? All right. I think we're going to back out of here and go to our other entrance. See if we can get out a little easier that way. Oh. Ooh, we almost hit the trash cans. All right, we're going to try to make a really sharp turn here. Got to watch for that rear end swing on those tight turns. Yeah, you're right there, Richardle. You sound like a really cool Pokemon. All right, let's see if we can squeeze out. We really didn't look to the right a whole lot. Oh, hit that pole. If you're making turns in a truck, though, you always want to swing as wide as you can, even if it's unnecessary, just to avoid any crossover or anything like that, to where you're going to end up hurting somebody or something. Unless swinging too wide lands you up into a telephone pole. I think you should stick with Richardle. You sound like Squirtle mixed with Richard. Thanks for clarifying that, though. It's a good username. It's a good username. All right, we got a green light here. However, we're not paying attention. We might incur a little $100 fine for running it. Turning as wide as we can. If we need to be in that lane, we can swing back. We're all over the road. We're heading to the equipment, or not the equipment, the building materials supply spot, so we can pick up some stuff for that holiday house that we're 20% complete with. Almost ran into that car talking. Oh, wrong way. I swear to you guys, I'm a much better driver than what I am in this game. We'll just take up the whole road. All right, looks like we need to turn here. Little roundabout, but it's just a curb. It's cool to run over that. Not so cool to go into the other lane. That's the fun part about games, though. You get to act a fool a little bit. Stopped at a red light here so we don't get a $100 fine. I appreciate you guys coming in and joining me for this live stream, even if it's just a hangout session and I don't get to pop this fancy balloon filled with a bunch of confetti to celebrate here. Oh shoot, we're gonna miss the light again. Nah, let's incur the fee. Uh-oh. Two? 200 bucks down. Worth it. Oh shoot, we got a turn here. We're not able to overtake this car. When you're coming up to a turning lane though, guys, seriously, if you're in a truck, whether it's a box truck, straight truck, semi-truck, always be in the widest turning lane. If it was GTA, I'd have a 1 star for recklessness. I've never really played that game. I'm not a super big gamer, if I'm being honest. I flip on a game from time to time and just chill. I'm not skilled in the world of gaming whatsoever. In fact, I have a brother who's relatively good at gaming, and Rocket League was the only thing that I've ever been better than him at. And even at that, I'm not that good at all. So, getting a couple text message from my dad and my lovely lady. So, checking those real quick. All right, we're going to go ahead and run this red light because I'm half paying attention to when it's actually turning green. So, we're just going to have a budget for the tickets that we're going to receive and just be okay with it. If you guys are getting into trucking, I definitely recommend getting a lawyer or a legal service on retainer. Not saying that you guys are the worst drivers ever and you're going to get tickets left and right like I am in this game, but you will have to deal with inspections and sometimes things happen. Sometimes you're coming a little quick down the mountain and get a ticket. Get you a lawyer or one of the legal services on retainer, because I would rather pay the $45 a month or whatever it is to have one of those services and the $100 it takes whenever, oh, there's another ticket. The $100 it takes whenever you do have something that they need to go to fight for, and just have them go to it instead of trying to find the lawyer in that town, in that state, and paying $300 for a retainer for that. So I don't have any that I would recommend specifically, but if you just look up like legal protection services or legal services, you should be able to find something. Make it specifically for truckers though. A lot of these places have networks of lawyers that are in all different states, and they will jump right on getting into court for you, and you almost never have to show up. Trucker 219, you act like you say that from experience. No comment. All right, we got a bunch of pedestrians over here. Got to watch out for them. A lot of truckers' worst fear is death by truck. People jumping in front of a truck to make their lives a little nicer. All right, where is this place at? Oh, it's around the corner. Okay. We're going to have to get some gas, so let's fill up and talk about how to get fuel at a truck stop, huh? Oh, did we make it? Nice. All right, so when you're going to a truck stop to get fuel, your company will have a fleet card of some sort. You're not going to have to pull through a tiny gas station like this, though. and you'll scan it. You'll have to remember like your miles and your truck number and your driver ID and all that fun stuff. But if you are going to be an over-the-road trucker, stop at all of the major truck stops. Love's, Petro TA, Flying J, Pilot, Speedway. 19 is another one that's come up recently. Any of the, get all the cards, all of the membership cards, and you'll get points and showers and other free perks and stuff that you can get just for fueling up and using their fuel. They're the ones paying for it. They're the ones that are paying for the fuel, but you're getting the benefits. I can't tell you how many free meals I've gotten over the road just by utilizing the perks of TA and Petro. What is the other thing that you get? Some places will give you like a birthday meal. I've saved up points, got CB radios, headsets, the whole 9 yards. I think I still got like $56 worth of points over at the Pilot that I hardly ever go to anymore, so I don't have to use it. I apologize for this hiccup stuff going on. But yeah, definitely get you some points and the free stuff and enjoy that. They're paying for it, might as well. And that's how you get your free showers too. Otherwise, if anybody knows in the comment section, what are showers up to nowadays? Last I remember was like $15 to take a shower. Absolutely crazy. I haven't seen this one thing that I made a post on my YouTube actually, and it was talking about like time limits to getting in and out of the shower, which is kind of crazy. Holy cow! Big Wolf 61 said Pilot and Flying J at $17 to get a shower. Oh. I'm going to have to come up with a roundabout way to get showers if they're going to cost so much. Other than get your fuel points, get your free showers, because it is not worth $17. That being said, all of the truck stops that I've been to, I can't say all, most of the truck stops that I've been to, their showers have been really nice. Pilot Flying J's are really nice. All the major truck stops are good. I did go to a Love's once in New Mexico, and it was the most grody thing I've ever seen. Mold in the corners, not cleaned whatsoever. But hey, one out of how many showers have been in pretty good or pretty bad condition, so I'll take it. I still took a shower. I just showered up extra good. All right, so we're over here at this dealer supply. We got to park in this spot here. Hop out. Go inside and get what we need. Thankfully, I'm still new enough that I don't know how to manage my clock well enough to shower more than once a week. Hey, look, I'm being totally serious. Even when I could manage my clock enough, I only showered like twice a week out on the road. It's me in my own space. I could smell myself before anybody else could smell me. Also, the clothes factor. I mean, I'd always change socks and underwear and stuff, but having to change clothes all the time while you're out on the road, it's tough. You're going to have to pack, if you're gone for a month, that's a lot of clothes to pack or a lot of laundry to do, one or the other. So I limited my showers to about 2 showers a week. And I know it sounds gross. It is what it is. But yeah, you should be able to get plenty of shower credits. Theoretically, you should be able to get about 1 to 3/4 of a shower a day through getting fuel. You pretty much have to fuel up every day. Dude wipes, that's a great option. Dude wipes are expensive though. Skip all that. Just go straight to the baby section of the Walmart and get the cheap ones. That is going to, it's going to be, they do the same thing. The only thing I will say is that the dude wipes are a little bit more thicker and less breaky. I don't know how else to put that better, but the other ones kind of fall apart a little bit. But if it's good enough for a baby's butt and pits and all that stuff, it should be good enough for me, right? Good evening, Trucker219. How's it going? First time seeing you live. What? Dude, I've gone live. I haven't gone that live that much. I'm just messing with you. I go live once every couple of months or so, generally, just to do a shallow dive live is what I typically do. And we're just taking a shallow look at some of the companies and giving a quick overview. Typically, smaller companies is what I like to go for on those, ones that aren't going to see the light of day for a deep dive, just because there's not enough attention going to it. But if I were to do every trucking company, it would take me like 2,000 years in order to do every trucking company in the United States. So I try to hit ones that people aren't really super paying attention to. Apparently this needs a lot of wood. Oh, more wood. But yeah, I appreciate you joining. My evening's going great. Gonna have a massive exodus here for everybody running to go watch the Oscars here in about an hour. Oh, goodness. I'm doing the auto loading, guys, because I don't want to sit there and load it all up. I'm going to have to unload it anyway. Look at all that wood. Okay, so these two, where would you guys put these if you're going to do on flat? Would you like them at the end or in the front? I guess it all depends on where your weight is on the truck, but shoot, this truck has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 axles. I don't think weight is going to be an issue at all. So, yeah, I probably wouldn't put them at the tail. I'd either put them in the front or in the middle. But you got a weird shape with tarps if you have to throw tarps. But I think I would put them in the middle, somewhat in the middle. Not right where the seam is of the two tarps, because to load this long, you're going to have to use 2 8-foot tarps. Or not 8-foot tarps, but 2 tarps. And so there's going to be a weird seam in the middle if you can't get it over. So maybe just with 2 pallets, the front might be better. What do you guys think? You'd put them in the middle? Yeah, Richard, yeah, definitely. You're basically camping in your truck. That's basically what it is. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, goodness. So you had trouble passing the in-cab inspection through Prime because the wording was too much? That really sucks. Sorry to hear that, man. All right. Done enough talking. Yeah, I think I would probably put him at the front, just to have that nice cap, and the wind's going to flow nicely down the tarp. Nice strapping in the middle. Assuming you got enough, it's not too much weight for your tractor. It's going to separate. There's nothing right over the tractor, so, and especially with this trailer, it's fine. So this would be like a step deck. This kind of looks like a step deck trailer where you got 2 decks. But they're calling it a multi-trailer in this game. Let's go over here to the map. We're pretty close here to our job site, so it shouldn't be too far to travel. It was just going all the way to the home terminal to pick up a trailer to get the load. Okay, we got to turn that way. Yep. Oh, we got pedestrians walking. Hang on a sec. Yeah, I would check out, if you don't have any experience still, like, I don't know how long, if you got your CDL or didn't get your CDL or not. I'm not sure what's going on with that. But I would look into some of the other companies that will take you with no experience, and you should be able to get in and pass whatever their tests are. Do your best to study it. Find a little rhyme or something that'll help you get through that, and you'll be all right. Hopefully you're able to get through that, though. Just not being able to do it because you couldn't say the words right. That's kind of crazy. As long as you understand the concepts behind what's going on. That being said, we just pulled out my pre-trip inspection script that I had to memorize some time ago when I went through truck driving school, and it is just a memorization game. They really don't care if you know exactly what it is. So if you got your permit, you should be able to start with any of the companies that I've done a deep dive on so far. Honestly, I wouldn't say anything that you've already gone and tried to work for Prime. Don't put that on your application. It's dishonest per se, but what they don't know won't hurt them. If they ask about it, fine. Then you know they've actually done their research. If not, then it's none of their business. Because what's going to happen is they're going to start asking, well, why didn't it work out there? What happened? Did you do this? Did you do that? No, I didn't. And they're not going to believe you. So just don't put it on your app. Yeah, pretty much all the companies that I've done a deep dive on so far. If you're interested in flatbed, or anything like that, I just did a deep dive on... Oh my gosh, why am I spacing? I literally just did a deep dive on it today. Or not today, I published it today. Yeah, go to my channel, check out the most recent deep dive I've done. They were a pretty good company. I want to say Wilson, but that's not it. They were, Gypsum Express, that's what it was. I apologize, what a brain fart. Gypsum, yeah, that's right. I seen the red truck in my head, and I couldn't place it. Gypsum is a smaller carrier. Oh, we're gonna get that ticket. Womp womp. All right, so yeah, Gypsum is a smaller carrier. Oop. Just scooch on out of the way there, car. I gotta be honest, guys, I hardly ever drive in this game. I normally just do the fast travel. Thanks for that. Dry van or refrigerated? Yeah, I seen it. It was flatbed, and you don't think you could do that. Look, flatbeds, it's physically challenging a little bit, but it's really no different than working a regular job where you're actually being physical, having to walk around and lift stuff. And if you're working in a factory, you got to move parts around and stuff. And it's really not much different than that. I think a lot of people have a bigger issue going from not having much of any work at all, like physical too much in the like driving regular trucks or dry vans, not regular trucks, and then switching over to flatbed where they've gotten to be a little bit more sedentary. That's where people struggle a bit. But honestly, for your physical health, I would definitely recommend flatbed, just to keep you moving and active. Because after working for 12 to 14 hours a day and stuff, most people don't want to get up and exercise. I didn't want to get up and exercise at the end of my day or wake up early just to exercise to have that long of a day. I was super lazy as an over-the-road truck driver as far as working out. So it's not something that I enjoy doing, and I'd imagine a whole lot of other people don't enjoy doing it either. All right, we're going to swing extra wide on this turn. Oh, goodness. All right. Let's see. They overtrain the pre-trip inspection. Most of the stuff, they aren't even looking for that on the DOT exam. I don't know. So the way they did it when I was going through school, granted, this was 10 years ago, so it might be completely different now. But in order to get to the next step of the process, you had to complete the previous step. And it started off with a pre-trip inspection. Then you went to your backing maneuvers. Your straight back, your offset, your parallel. I know most people are doing alley dock backs these days. Why did it take me over here and not to the job site? Most people are doing alley dock backing more than parallel. I had to learn parallel. And then you would go into your road test. So in order to move to the next step, you had to finish pre-trip. And they harped so much on pre-trip to make sure you memorized it. And all it was is a memorization. All you had to do is memorize the script. and know what the parts are, though, because they do go and ask, what's the sway bar? Can you identify that part for me? And you had to show them what that was. So, yeah, pre-trip is basically just a script that you have to memorize. Yeah, you don't have to specify door hinges and things like that. I don't remember that being on there at all. And I guess it depends where you go. I know where I went, it wasn't as hardcore as what they said it was. You have to know every single bolt and nut and all this stuff on the truck, or you won't pass the pre-trip. That's not true. It's just not. It's not that crazy. And if we're being real honest, nobody does a full pre-trip inspection like they require on those tests out in the real world anyway. Nobody. I hate morning PT, unfortunately. I got out of physical training. I got out of PT physical training tests. FML. So you'd rather work out in the evening than the morning? Me personally, I'd rather do it in the morning just to get it out of the way. Or are you saying you just got out of the habit of doing it? It's tough out on the truck stops and stuff. I get it, man. I mean, there's some gym memberships and things that you can get but a lot of those don't have enough room for trucks. So you have to deal with it however it comes, and you can walk around the truck all day and do push-ups and stuff. It's pretty much just calisthenics, so. You didn't see this big old truck turning? This is taking me all over the place. I'm over it. I don't know why I'm even down this way. We're going to fast travel. Is this even the right spot? Yep, I guess so. All right, let's do the fun part, setting up the crane. Let's go ahead and move this guy out of the way here. What's going on, Oh, we got another subscriber. Let's go. 9,921. Luke Demo, you still in here? How many more we got left, buddy? Oh, you'd rather not do PT whatsoever. I can imagine it's completely different in the military than what it is in real life. But I understand the sentiment. I think I have my dozer over here, yeah. All right. Let's get that out of the way and slide this truck up a little bit further here. All right. Let's take a coffee break and get to some daylight hours here. Oh my gosh, we are so close to 10,000 subscribers. It's so crazy to me that just me rambling on about stuff is informative enough to you guys to want to stick around and see some more. I've honestly put a lot of work into this channel and making it to be what it is. So I know it's deserved and whatnot, but it's still just mind-boggling that people actually care slightly about what I got to say. I'm just some guy. Just some guy from Indiana, moved to Tennessee, enjoying life. Just some guy. Crane is no longer available. Oh, okay. I got it set up at the other job. You know what? Let's buy another crane. I don't want to tear it down from that job site. All right, so this crane is 256,000 credits. Pricey. It's all right. We got the money now. We pretty much own all of the equipment in this game, so we don't have to rent it. You are able to rent as you're getting started in this game, but I've been playing for a little while. It's a little bit cheaper. Nice. Nice. Which one is in use? Apparently not that one. All right. So now we're in the crane. I actually ran across this guy on one of the short reels that's doing crane work, and his videos are quite entertaining. I don't remember his name. I'd have to run across him again. Let's see. You're 110 pounds? No, dude. You need to, yeah, definitely stuff your face with some food. I mean, you should still work out, but for muscle growth. Goodness gracious, you're a twig, man. Gotcha. All right, let's see if we can move some stuff here with this big old crane. This crane is so unnecessarily big for these smaller jobs, but the alternative is like a tiny crane, so I want to buy something that's going to last me for more than just one job. I think operating a crane would be fun in real life, but man, oh man, I would hate to mess something up on that. There is not a whole lot of room for air on a crane. Let's get this truck unloaded here. I'm going to throw this stuff that we don't need quite yet over here. Actually, this is where you're supposed to park the truck. Just so that it's out of the way. What about using a drone to get a better view in the game or in real life? I've never operated a drone successfully. I've operated a drone failurely. But I think it would be cool to get a drone in real life just to get an overhead view of what you're doing. I wouldn't be able to use that to back up. Like, I'm so like proficient. I mean, I don't want to brag or anything like that, but over 10 years, you get pretty good at backing up. And doing like an overhead view, I wouldn't be able to do it. I think it would be cool to see, like, visually just enjoy, like, just for videoing content and stuff. But as far as it actually being useful, you're going to get so in the way of just knowing how to do it and what to do. I've trained people before, and the first time I ever trained somebody, I had the hardest time explaining to him how to back up because it just gets so custom to you that you don't even think about it. It's like if you've grown up on manual transmissions and stuff, getting into a truck and doing it, 9 times out of 10, I can't tell you what gear I'm in. I just shift and I'm where I'm at. This is how I do it. Explaining how to do it is significantly more challenging than actually doing it. Yeah, I've definitely thought about getting a drone and doing some stuff like that. Most of my content can be done from the office, and to be fair, I'm a little bit shy when it comes to filming in public in general. I guess a drone would be a little bit different. You're not having to be active in public like the what to pack for your first truck driving job video that I did. I kid you not, I was so out of my comfort zone doing that video. I hope it didn't come across that way on camera. I had my beautiful woman helping me film it, but we were going into local stores and filming. Oh, and just that weird feeling of, yeah, it was just uncomfortable. I didn't like filming in public at all. So now if it was something that was set up where in an environment where it was intentionally designed to be filmed, I wouldn't be so anxious about it, I don't think, or just anxiety about performance anxiety, I guess you would call it. Not for that though. Keep it PG, keep it PG. But yeah, it was just a super uncomfortable thing for me. So generally filming out in public, I don't do that a whole lot. I will if I have to, if there's a good video that needs to be got, or if I'm filming something else. Like I don't have an issue recording a truck moving or something like that. But when it comes to like filming myself or being recorded and having to perform with a bunch of people just staring and stuff, like, it's uncomfortable, especially environments that aren't designed to be filmed in. Like people are going grocery shopping, doing their own thing. And they don't want to have to deal with some YouTuber and his camera running around. Check out this item, guys. Like, I don't know. I guess I'm probably a little bit more self-conscious than I let on to be. Okay, so apparently I missed, I think I might have missed one of my pieces of things that I needed to get, because I don't see it on here. I needed 2 rebar meshes. We're going to have to go back. And yes, you have to deliver it before, like, it will set up in place to where you can do all the other stuff. All right, let's see here. No, this is a construction simulator, and at the beginning of the stream here, I took a look, and it is free, or not free, I apologize, not free, but it is available on all platforms. I'm playing on a PlayStation 5. If you can't tell by now, my favorite color is purple. But yeah, PlayStation 5 is what I'm playing on, but you can play on that. And actually, I have this stream set up. I have this stream set up to where if you have the game, you're welcome to join in. Trucker219 for both the game name as well as the password on this. If you have the game, jump in and we'll work together and try to get this thing done. No, it's not. It's just construction simulator on this one. Now, I will say I do enjoy some simulator games. I have a construction simulator, and I actually have lawn mowing simulator. A little bit less exciting than construction simulator because you're just kind of going back and forth and back and forth. Obviously, some of these are more my kids than me. But yeah, that's the games that I'm rocking with lately. Rocket League was always kind of my go-to spot. I do know they have like some simulators like police simulators and firefighter simulators. I think I'm not a super big gamer, so I'm not really the one to ask about all the different games and stuff. But I think like GTA has like different like programs that you can do where you can be a firefighter and stuff. But I don't know. I don't play GTA. I just don't know. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna try to get this project here done while you guys are sitting here hanging out in the live stream. We'll continue answering questions and stuff and just hanging out. But I think once this project is done, we're probably going to call this stream quits for tonight. And we will have to see that 10,000 subscribers come across privately because I don't think it's going to happen tonight. I was trying to get it to a point. I've been averaging about 115 subscribers a week. So I was kind of hoping with a new video dropping and the live stream going that we'd get up to that point tonight. But it's not the end of the world. It'll happen when it happens. Just kind of a milestone situation going on, and kind of hoping to see that happen with you guys here. But I doubt it's going to happen, but we'll keep hanging out and see what happens here. Big Rig Bundy, peace to you, man. Are you taking off out of here? City workers need CDLs in some instances, so I'm sure I could would get what? So I'm sure a CDL would help get you hired there. Yeah, for sure. City works and whatever state DOT, not like Department of Transportation for like the officers and stuff, but like if you're up north, plow trucks or tree trimming trucks and things like that, you'll definitely need a CDL for those things. And some of those jobs work out to be all right, some of them not so much. But yeah, if you're wanting to some of those jobs, yeah, you'll need a CDL to get that. They'll probably want some experience too. All right, Big Rig Bundy, I appreciate you stopping in, man. It's been cool. Appreciate you asking questions and stuff too, helping this live stream stay flowing. Yeah, I will definitely get to 10,000 subscribers. That'll probably be by the end of the week. And we'll just go from there. Oops, didn't mean to exit. So it's all good, man. I'm not too stressed about it. I was actually talking to a fellow YouTuber friend of mine, and he had mentioned the idea that if I set it to be like more of a watch party situation, that people would sit there and mess with me and get it up to like 9,999, and then 5 would unsubscribe, and then it'd be a fight to get back up. So it's all good. I enjoy doing the live streams and having an opportunity to talk with you guys and just share some knowledge that I wouldn't share on a whole lot of videos, just because, you know, videos are a little bit more finicky, I guess. A little less free form, kind of want to stick to a topic and all that. So, gotcha. Gandalf. Okay, sorry. I didn't see Gandalf's comment here. I'd be curious on what other careers you can get into easier with a CDL, like perhaps lineman or firefighter. Firefighter would be a good question. I'm not sure if you would need a CDL to drive those trucks. I don't know. I don't know any firefighters to call and ask either. But other careers, I honestly think like just like construction stuff like what we're doing here would be good. Dump trucks, things like that. But there's so much you can do with a CDL too. It's not just strictly driving a box truck around or a dry van around doing that. You can do a ton of stuff with trucking. As I was kind of reflecting a little bit on my almost now 10 years of being a truck driver, I got to thinking about like all the different stuff that I've done with like within the world of trucking. I've hauled trash for a company that moved trash from a transfer station to a landfill, and they'd fill up big semi-trailers filled with trash, and they would be on walking floors, or we would put them up on the tipper and tip the truck up and just dump all the trash out. And that's something that you really wouldn't think a whole lot that has to do with trucking or that's in the trucking industry, but it's definitely something that's done. One summer I actually worked with pods, driving those small little straight trucks around, moving those pods units to people's houses and business stuff. So that's a Class B CDL. But I will say if you want to get a CDL, go for A, and with an A you can drive Class B. So it works like you have a regular license, like your regular driver's license, and you can drive anything under whatever license you have, but not above. So if you have a Class A, you can drive anything below a Class A. So I would definitely recommend going with a Class A if you have to go with something, versus just getting a Class B and not really having to go back to get your Class A if you wanted to do something within Class A. Rider, you don't have to have a CDL. You just have to have the experience and driving oversized vehicles. Okay. Yeah, that's one of those weird situations. Like, technically, those big motorhomes that have a truck, like, has a motor on its own, not like pulling a trailer or anything, but those are technically Class A vehicles. However, you don't need a CDL to drive those because you're not doing it commercially. So that I would imagine like a fire truck would fall into that category. But it's good to know that you just need to have the experience. What's your thought of experienced driver going back to Swift, especially if they liked their experience there before and only left for family issues? Yeah, why not? Why not? What's the problem with that? There was a company that I worked for. Ouch. And I will say that I didn't love the company, but I did go back and work with them 3 different times. So that says something. They weren't my favorite company with more experience, but there's no shame in going back to a company that you were at before. In fact, it might be a little bit easier. Yeah, no problem with that at all. If they're offering what you want. Now, I will say if you've gotten to a certain experience level and they're still trying to like give you crap money, don't take it. Obviously, fight for what you're worth. If they're not willing to give it, you got enough experience to go anywhere in the trucking industry that you want. 69 to 80 cents per mile. That's hard to beat, man. I don't know how much experience you got. I know when I stopped over the road, I was at 70 cents per mile. But I also started out at 34 when I first started trucking. So I had a massive increase over my career, but, yeah, it didn't top out. It's crazy for me to see a lot of companies starting out at 50 cents a mile, 45 cents per mile. I'm like, man, what would I be doing with that much money right now? All right. Take a little pause here. Let's see. We're going to have to go back to that dealership. I think I'm going to be done driving, though, because that's really hogging up a bunch of time here. So we're just going to fast travel back over to the material supply, because I think we forgot to purchase something. Yeah, 69 to 80 cents a mile is pretty good. Again, like I said, I don't know what your experience level is. We're at 9,922 subscribers. Dude, the fact that we're little over 75 away. 78 away. It's so crazy. All right, materials builder. We got to park in this loading zone. Apparently I didn't forget anything. What was it over there that I was missing then? Everybody doing all right? We're hanging in there. How many of you guys have been in here this whole time? Since we started almost 2.5 hours ago. Rebar mesh. Yeah, I thought so, but it wasn't showing that I needed it. I thought it was the same as this, right? But it wasn't showing that I needed to purchase it. I wonder if I have it in my warehouse, to be honest. Let me check that. Company, warehouse. That's what it is. I have one of those already in my warehouse. Well, that's kind of dumb, ain't it? Warehouse. What does that do? Alright, so let's fast travel back over here. Just buy another one. Is it on Steam? I'm not sure. Let me check here. Let me look it up here to see if it's on Steam or not. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not a super big gamer. I play my PlayStation from time to time. I've never really done any PC gaming. Steam Construction Simulator. It definitely looks like they have it on Steam. Released in 2022. To buy the construction simulator on Steam, it's $34.99. That's expensive. I don't remember how much it was on here. A little bit more pricey on PC. No, I'm rocking and rolling on a PlayStation 5. Just using a capture card to capture it and put it on the stream. Doing a little dance, make a little love. Get down tonight. Whoop, 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 whoop. Cool. Let's hop in here and purchase that last rebar mesh that we need. Hopefully we don't need anything else. Add it. Check out. Purchase. Now, is this the proper way to load this for one pallet? Quick answer before you guys comment. No. If you only have one thing, you always start loading at the front first. Load at the front, then work your way back. Unless you know how much you're going to have on there, then obviously do whatever it takes to get it done. But yeah, you want to put the most of the weight towards the front. Unless you're hauling a coil, and then you want a coil in the middle. And chain, 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 chain. Chain that down big time. Is it on? Okay, yeah. You've been here since 3. If it's 3 your time, I started the stream at 4 Eastern. So I appreciate you being here. Any update and update your will and life insurance with a coil. It's really not that bad. It's not that bad. Just make sure you chain it down and whatever. Those chains are really strong. There's 2 different... Okay, pop quiz for everybody, especially those getting ready to go into flatbed. And if you feel more comfortable spelling it out a little weird, what are the 2 ways to load a coil? They both start with S. What are the 2 ways to load a coil? Come on, pop quiz in the comments. Who's got it? 2 ways to load a coil. Obviously, if it's a tiny coil, you can put it like flat on a pallet, but that rarely happens. All right, now we got to go and get our pump truck and our concrete. This is where it'd be really helpful to have somebody jumping in here and helping out, because this is a 2-person job. All right, where do those need to go here? Oh, all the way back there. All right, so we got to go over here back to our home terminal. pick up the pump truck and the concrete truck. Go get that loaded up with concrete. There's our beautiful pump truck. Okay, if you guys have missed it, the pop quiz answers are Susie side. Susie side. Read between the lines on that one. I don't want to get kicked off the live stream here for saying the word the proper way. Susie side and shotgun. Susie side and shotgun. So Susie side, obviously, it's kind of implied. That's the one where if you brake too hard, it's going to roll and roll over your cab, and you'd be committing Susie side. And then the other one is shotgun, and that's where it's loaded to where it would roll sideways off of the side of the truck. 2 ways to load a coil right there. Obviously, you could lay it to where I don't have like a toilet paper roll or anything. Yeah, you could lay it flat with the round side, the flat side of the round down on a pallet. I don't think that has an official name or anything, but that's one way to do it. But those are for really small ones. What other pop quiz could we do? That could be fun. Let's see. You guys have all gone through, you got your permits and everything. You've done your testing and stuff. Let me try to think, see if I can think of some questions about trucking that I can ask you guys to see how well you studied. I'm sure you guys are tired of studying. That's kind of dumb. I've only hauled a coil once, and it was small enough to go on its side inside of a dry van. Yeah, I've hauled them like that on flatbed as well. But it's pretty rare to have them that small. Are we going to be able to fit in here? So the thing with this truck is you got to have enough room for the arms and stuff to come out. You'll see that here in a minute. And also enough room in the back to back up a concrete truck and pour. Boom. Got enough room. Oh. All the other flatbed work I've done was construction equipment for a paving contractor. Yeah, that's a pretty common thing with the trucking is equipment. And honestly, it's one of the easier things to haul on flatbed. I mean, you have to do chains, but you don't have to do that many chains for equipment and stuff like that. It's one for each side and then binders on the corners. So it's really not too bad to have to do that. And honestly, it's one of the more easier things to haul on flatbed versus having to throw 12 straps for pallets of, shingles or whatever. All right, where's my concrete truck? All right, so we're going to head over to the quarry here. So this is all very realistic. This is how you would get like concrete and dirt and sand and stuff like that. It's all kind of the same process. Sometimes there's front loaders that'll load you up with gravel. Sometimes you'll get underneath one of these elevators. Well, this is basically it. They pour all the stuff out. Same thing with asphalt. I've done some asphalt hauling and stuff. Same thing. All right, let's see if we can get backed up to this pump truck here. Start pouring the concrete out. Oh, come on, don't get stuck. There you go. How many tie downs do you need per load? That's a good question. Anybody knows that? That's kind of a not accurate question, but maybe trick question is a better word, I guess. It all depends on what you're hauling. I'm going to extend this thing all the way out here. Let's go ahead and hop out and take another coffee break. Get some daylight hours here. Yeah, the question about the straps and stuff, it all depends on what you're hauling. You need, yes, a minimum of 2 per pallet is what they recommend. But so the way I've always done it is I put 2 in the front of the load and 2 in the back of the load, and then like 1 each, depending on what it is. If it's just a pallet, 1 each in the middle, and then 2 in the front and 2 in the back. Now, if it's like a lumber or something like that, and it's a really long one, I'll put 2 on each stack of lumber. So it kind of all depends on the load. This thing is a pain to try to line up properly. Hey, Power Sledge, I appreciate you coming in here. Next deep dive, I'm not sure. I've got 1 recruiter phone call done. No, I don't. Honestly, the one that I did was for, I'd have to find my papers. What was the name of it? National Carriers. So I did a recruiter phone call for National Carriers, but Dumb Trucker 219 forgot to hit record when I was calling the recruiter. And the weird thing about that is that I'm presenting these like I am a new truck driver. And if I call them and ask them the same exact questions again on the same phone number and stuff, sometimes that's an issue. I'm still thinking about just running it without having the recruiter phone call in the video. I still haven't decided on that. I know PTI is one that's coming up here soon. I've got a few more on the list of companies that don't require any experience. So I will be getting to those, and then we're going to move on to some experience and see what companies can come out of that. I know that a lot of people have been around for some time, so they are ready to move on to companies that are not requiring experience, or that are requiring experience. Teddy Rain RP, if you want to do one Leonard's Express out of Farmington, New York, worst company I've ever worked for. I get requests for that one quite a bit. Let me take a look here at my company request log, because I've done, just putting this list together has been fun. Let's take a look here and see. Leonard Express, where are you at? They are in the no experience required category. I do get requests for them quite a bit. They're going to be coming up soon. I want to do Bison Transport because I know a Discord member called Used Rubbers has been there. I'd like to get him on the phone and have him tell his experience. Gypsum Express, we did that. Wilson Logistics, we just got done with that one. PTI, or Paper Transport Incorporated, is going to be coming out soon. Cypress Truck Lines is a big one that people keep requesting. Leonard Express. I'm not sure if I'm going to do Land Air Express or not, but that's one that's on my list. I have a huge list here, guys. This list alone is enough to last me deep dives for the next year. So, I, if I'm being honest, personally, like my creative side is starting to get wore out of doing the deep dives, and I know we're just now getting to the point of having companies that require experience. So, I'm ready to move on to something and change up the strategy a little bit on how I'm going to do those. So I'm excited to see what's coming up on that front, and we'll just have to see what happens. Play it by ear. They have a truck driving school, but it's under a umbrella company, Canada Quia driving school. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Interesting. Yeah, originally I was trying to keep it to companies that had CDL programs and stuff, but it's really hard to do the recruiter phone call not knowing that information. So I try to do my best to do online research actually before I do the recruiter phone call. I know when you guys are seeing the deep dives that I do, that you'll see the recruiter phone call first. But what I really do is I go online and I see what they're all about. I made my list based off of what they're all about, kind of roughly, and then I'll go in and I'll do the online research, look at the reviews and stuff online, talk to drivers, or find somebody that shared their experience as well on the YouTube. We're going to go ahead and kind of wind this thing down here. We're coming up on 3 hours, and I can feel my voice starting to give out. So we're going to flip off this game here, and I'll just talk to you guys for a few more minutes. Canandaigua. Okay. But yeah, that's how I do the deep dives. It's a whole process, and I don't always film everything on the same day. I try to wear the same shirt so you guys think it's the same day, though. Little fun inside details there. But we're going to go ahead and bring this thing to a close. Last call for any more questions. I don't think we're going to hit 10,000. It's been fun, though. I've had such a blast hanging out with you guys, seeing your guys' background, what you guys are trying to get into. I'm excited for the future of trucking, knowing that you guys are doing good research. You guys have got good heads on your shoulders. We'll see what happens. Yeah, definitely cool hanging with you too, Mr. Connor. I appreciate you. Hit me up for the driver experiences. I have a few people you can talk to. I did hit that subscribe. Keep up the good work, man. Thank you so much for subscribing and hanging out. It's been so much fun hanging out with you guys. I'll definitely do more live streams in the future for sure. More so in the vein of doing, the shallow dive lives and stuff. But I enjoy kicking it with you guys and hanging out, and it definitely breaks up the monotony for me from doing just the long form deep dives. It gets repetitive and a little bit of a drag to do sometimes, but I enjoy helping you guys out, and that's really what keeps me motivated, is that I know I'm making somewhat of an impact on somebody's life and making sure that somebody doesn't fall victim to some of the stuff that happens out in the trucking industry just by sharing some experience, or even sharing a question that I ask that a lot of people don't always think to ask. So it's been awesome, guys. Last call for any questions here. I'm going to take one more sip of my drink. I thought I was going to be able to go for a lot longer, but I'm running out of steam here. All right, guys. Well, it's been real. I appreciate you guys taking time out of your Sunday to sit here and hang out with me. It's been so much fun. I'll do some more live streams in the future, but for now, we're going to go ahead and call it a wrap on this live stream here, and I'm going to go spend some time with my kids before they have to go back to school tomorrow. Yeah, it's been so much fun, guys. I will talk to you guys later. Stay tuned for the next deep dive. Oh, quick shout out to all the stuff we got going on. Memberships on the channel, it's $2 a month if that's something that you want to do to show some extra support. If you start in the trucking industry and you get into your first solo truck, shoot me a picture of your truck. I'll add it up here. I know I got like 5 more I need to add. I've been putting it off a little bit. So I have some more trucks that I need to add to the Cab Climb Club. If you want to be a part of that, click that. Deep dives on the channel are on the Okay or No Way playlist. I think that's it. I think that's all I got to share with you guys. So have a good night. Enjoy all that fun stuff, and we'll talk to you later. All right? Bye.